Came back, he said, well, ma'am, he said, I can't shop nobody pocket. He said, but you looking at about $3,000 to get the air fixed. I was like, what? He said, so yeah, you looking at about $5,000 because he told me I needed front and back brake pads. I was like, oh Lord. So I was like, I'm not finna pay all that. So I got the titles to my car, went to the bank and made a withdrawal to put the down payment, and so we went to the dealership.
I've been to myself, just me lately. I don't need a lot. Yeah. I've been to myself, just me lately. I don't need a lot. No. Just me and the fam, few friends ain't playing. I don't speak a lot, and I can't stop. And I can't stop.
Good morning. I don't know why my makeup seems kind of. I don't know. Can y'all see me? Got a string of hair. I got it, but it seems kind of white. I don't want to be looking like I'm ready for no cash. All right, how's everybody doing? Today is September the 9th. This month here, I got a lot of doctor's appointments. See, normally I do it my birthday month, which is in August, but for some reason it got pushed back. I think it may have been because of COVID, because I do everything annually, so unless it's a doctor's appointment and they reschedule, not reschedule, but have me coming back different intervals, like maybe every 6 months, every 4 months, so it could have gotten off like that as well. But anyway, how's everybody doing? I ain't gonna be on here too long. I just wanted to say hi, stop by, and so I'm gonna cut off, see how people are doing. Y'all, food prices are high. Gas is cheap though. Gas here at Walmart was $2.67. Maybe it was that amount at Sam's. Y'all, 2 weeks ago, I was bumming rides to work. The day we had our feeding, I had gone to get some corn because Sam's didn't have any green beans. In y'all area, is the Sam's out of the green beans? I need to check and see too, because we having our past anniversary, and that's one of the items on the menu. So I got to make sure we actually can get some green beans. So I need to go ahead and check that now. You just can't, like, if you plan an event, you got to plan early, even from getting the stuff from Sam's. So a lot of stuff they're out of. But anyway, so I went to a store to get corn instead of the green beans. And when I was backing up, I heard like a pop. And so I noticed my car started running funny. It was sounding like a roaring like sound. And so I went on back to church. And after church, I went to this full service station, but they closed on the weekends now. So I drove it home, and I didn't drive it to work. And so, well, no, I drove it to the dealership and left it, and I got a ride to work. And they told me it was the alternator. Well, I needed an oil change too. And the guy told me it was going to be $900. I was like, ooh. And so when he called me with that, I said, well, did y'all check the air? Because sometimes my air blows hot air. He called back, came back, he said, well, ma'am, he said, I can't shop nobody pocket. He said, but you looking at about $3,000 to get the air fixed. I was like, what? He said, so yeah, you looking at about $5,000 because he told me I needed front and back brake pads. I was like, oh Lord. So I was like, I'm not finna pay all that. So I got the titles to my car, went to the bank and made a withdrawal to put the down payment, and so we went to the dealership. And the guy told me, so I had test driven a RAV4. I wanted a compact SUV, but not super compact. And so I thought about it. My son is a kind of big guy, and y'all know he, has autism. He don't drive right now. Not to saying that he won't ever, but right now he's just too nervous. So that's something we're working through. You just because your situation is delayed don't mean it's denied. I got a friend didn't get her license until she was in her 50s. So I tell him, it may come, and you just keep praying. It may come a time when the Lord removes that anxiety from you. You understand what I'm saying? Prayer could change anything. And that's just how I live. But anyway, so back to the car situation. So the guy told me, he said, well, they didn't have the color I want. He said, well, they got one in transit. So I went to go get the money, come back. He tell me, he said, well, they don't want to bring the car here until you commit to buying it. I say, well, what's the problem? He said, well, the one that they have has been customized. They done tinted the windows and did this and did that. I say, well, I'm not a commit. I won't commit to buy something that's been customized, because when you say customized, that's to somebody else's qualifications, specifications, not necessarily mine. I may not like the tint, right? I want to be able to see what I buy. The only difference in the car that they were getting and the one I was in, had test driven, was the color, and I was able to see the color. And so my ex was with me. He told me, he said, the guy said, well, the car's in Texas. He told me, he said, well, her daughter live in Texas. We're at the dealership and said they can go look at it. You should have seen those guys' expressions. So he said, well, we can't get it if you don't commit. I just took my money back, brought my titles back home, and got my car fixed. Yeah, so I ended up spending $900 at the dealership, and then I took it to another reputable mechanic where he did I needed new brakes and rotors, front and back. And then he tested my air system, put Freon, and so now it's working. He said he didn't see any leaks, but on the quote that they gave me, they saying that they saw dye on the evaporator coil or whatever. And so I was like, wait a minute. How is it that they didn't even charge me for assessing the air conditioning? They just gave me a price. So I found that odd. But anyway, so I didn't get it. And so if that wouldn't have happened, I would have actually been under a car note and higher insurance. So y'all know me, I'm frugal. I don't have to have what everybody else have, and I'm trying to be more financially savvy, doing more investing and saving and things like that. So, I know I'm going to eventually have to get a car, but right now I don't want to know, because like I told y'all, I'm not actually buying a house right now, and the market is just not in my favor. I got some things I'm working on. I'm not at liberty to speak on it right now, but greater is later, right? But anyway, so y'all, I just wanted to come on here and share my testimony. That guy told me a $5,000, and then guess what he told me about trading in my car? He said, well, we'll go ahead and fix your car and give you $2,000 as a trade. And I said, he said, well, we'll go ahead and do the repairs and give you $2,000. I said, well, why would you do the repairs? You're not helping me with the repairs if I'm trading the car in, and the car be your responsibility. Anyway, y'all, I'll talk to y'all later. Just be smart. Pay attention, do your research, because I have been researching about buying cars and things like that. And we'll talk about it later. Y'all have a blessed Monday. Be blessed. Bye. Now, here is a picture of a car just like mine, although I don't think this one has a sunroof, and mine does. This car has over 100,000 miles more than mine, and it's being sold, or it's being advertised for $4,900. I'm sure someone is going to negotiate that price down, but they wanted to give me $2,000, although there were some things that need to be repaired on my car. So always be smart when you are considering selling and dealing with people who are in a business to make a profit. And so, you know what? You have to consider the source when you're out negotiating, and when you're spending your money and you're making a conscious decision to give, to buy, or whatever. Consider the source. Like sometimes I remember we were given to the organization, and no one in the list of recipients were getting the items that were given. Most of the items that were given were actually being used by the persons who had the fundraiser. So everyone's intent, it should be for service, but a lot of times people are servicing themselves. So be smart, y'all.